I am going to a car event at the Belgium coast in Knokke, where there is a Zoute Grand Prix. This is actually a big gathering of all kind of car enthusiasts, and we have to be there as well, obviously. So a lot of car people will gather in the city, show off their cars. Will mainly be about collector cars and classic cars, but all kinds of cars you will find there. On the beach there's an auction, and mainly we go to the golf course in Knokke. So there are different classes of cars. There are very old pre-war cars, there are preserved cars, never been restored, where the judge is going to decide which one is the best restoration. Icon cars, hypercars as well. So there are different classes, and we're going to check with you which one is the nicest. And after the Concours d'Elegance, we're going to see in the city what kind of cool cars we can spot. So walking inside the golf course, I first spotted this beautiful Honda NSX. This was absolutely, I spotted it immediately. I thought this could be something, and it actually was. This car was detailed absolutely to the max. This car was absolutely perfect. From underbody, interior, engine bay, everything looks just as it should be, and not just restored, just perfectly original. And yes, this car only had, I believe, 10,000 kilometers on the clock, but that doesn't say anything actually, because I saw many cars that had even less. They were in worse condition. That's really about how this guy really cared for the car. Also, I looked underneath, I saw the suspension. You see that they from factory did some underbody coating on it, a black underbody coating, and they also partly sprayed the aluminium suspension with it. And normally with detailing you want to take that off, but that is what you not should do, because they did in the factory that was normal, and in factory finishes are never really as perfect. That's very important for me, and therefore I really liked this car, because it was not too over restored or too much detailed or cleaned. It has been kept as it should be, because most people would wipe it off if it was on an aluminium suspension, but it's something that should be there, that they did in the factory. And you see that with a lot of cars in the factory, they never made it as perfect as we may think they made them. So this was absolutely a great example, this absolutely beautiful Honda NSX. So then another very bright color car came up, and that was a Ferrari F40, and this car was from a very high quality as well. I spotted a few other F40s on the event that weekend, and this one was far the best of them. First of all, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but the paint still has the carbon weave in it, and that is pretty rare, because people did not like the carbon weave. They thought it was very bad quality in the time, and many people sent the car back to the factory to get it repainted. And also over the years most cars are repainted, and then the weave disappears. This one still has it, and that was very unique to see. Also the hinges back, where the hinges of the engine cover, they are still in black color mostly, and when the car is repainted you see they're painted as well. At least in the earlier models I believe they should be black, and all the fits and finishes were very original, at least so far as I know. So the F40 was from very high quality as well, and very nice to see. Oh, and by the way, something else, many people believe that an F40 has very thin paint because that carbon weave, but it's actually not true. Many people say that, but that's complete myth. It is not true, because the paint thickness is mostly the same with all Ferraris, also this F40. But the main reason why this is happening, this carbon weave, is that the paint quality these years were not that amazing. Probably in the factory they were still flat, but after a few weeks, so the paint was lowering down to the carbon weave. Nowadays it will not happen anymore, I think, when you do the right things, but back in the day they did not really know. That is the reason why we see now carbon weave, and that is not because the paint is thin actually. And moving on a little bit further, we see the Venturi 400 GT, the blue one. They wanted to make a better car as a F40, and they didn't really make that happen. It was not really a big success. It looks a lot as an F40 actually, but they did not make so many cars. It was a bit of flop, but now it is a very unique and rare car. And then we see in the same line a Lamborghini Countach, which could be the worst car actually of the event, but turned out to be the coolest, with at least the coolest story behind it, because this car is from 1981, but actually from 79. I will explain to you in a bit what's going on with this car. So Lamborghini needed a car for the Geneva Auto Show in 1981, and they did not have a car actually. They only had a 1979 car, which is Series 1, I believe. And they actually cut out the chassis number, replaced it with a new one, and made it a Series 2 and repainted it, which now was a complete new car. Put it on the Geneva Auto Show and they sold it. And the new owner did not want the blue color. He wanted the car to be red, and Lamborghini painted the car red in the factory and then sold it to the guy. And somewhere in the 2000s they painted the car back in blue. So you see there many things happened to a car, and if you did not know the story behind it, it was a very bad car. If you did not know, you had a car that was color changed, the chassis number was cut, probably stolen or whatever, and the car was worth nothing. And therefore you see, when you know the story behind it, it becomes completely different, because yeah, well, these things happened. Porsche also did these things. They are the factory, so probably can do it, I don't know. But I think these things happened quite a lot back in the day, and nobody really knows about it, but it happened quite a lot, pretty sure. But if you did not know the story behind the car, then you would not know, and that was just a junkyard car. And now it is a very cool car with a very cool story actually to it. A bit dodgy, but still very cool. So that is the story behind this blue Lamborghini Countach. And then we arrived at the pre-war cars, and I actually do not know much about these old cars. I saw displayed that the price in 1925 of this car was $3,500. Today you can't even get wheels for that price, so that was to me very cool to see. Just very nice to look at, but I can't tell you much about these cars actually. I don't know much about these type of old cars. And now here in the back we arrive at BMW. We see here a 3-liter CSL. From a distance it may look very nice, although looking closer at it and seeing all the little details, this is a car you completely have to redo, because somebody did a very cheap restoration on this car. And looking at all the details, just absolutely mess. The only way to fix this car is completely start off, really completely, because you see here the edges in the engine bay, you see these crates from the rust. They just painted it over. I mean, this is a place where all these cars tend to rust quite heavily, and you can't really take off the fenders with one piece. Engine bay, all those black units were not even sanded, but just quickly painted black. And there's just a million things going on with this car, and the only way to save this very unique Batman car is for a complete new restoration. And there you see the difference between maybe a 30k restoration and a 150, 250k restoration, which you actually should do on a car like this, because it's a very expensive, very unique car and does not deserve such a sloppy work, in my opinion. But some people won't really see it and they should buy it. Maybe they are very happy with it, but this is, from my opinion, example of a very bad restoration. And then we see this absolutely amazing Lancia Stratos from 1974. Just a very iconic, a very cool, very rare car to see in real life. And then we arrive at the restored cars, and the best restoration winner is the Ferrari 375 Spider by Pininfarina. And this car is just, the restoration is absolutely perfect, and I would expect that from such expensive car as well. Just amazing, amazing quality. I mean, I looked around it, I could not see any mistakes, just perfect. A true winner, just perfect car. Only discussion point, I would say, is the PPF. In my opinion, I would not put PPF on such car. I don't think it has many big advantages on a car like that, because also the looks are, I mean, you can't really put straight PPF on these bolts, on these lines. It's impossible to do. So that's a discussion point. Everyone has a different opinion about that, but my opinion, I would not do the PPF on this kind of car. But still, again, very, very amazing, beautiful restored car. I believe this car, recently actually bought this car at Girardo's in England. I will put his website down below. I believe they sold this car last year to this guy. I mean, I think this guy should be very happy with the car because it's very, very nice and very good restored. And then if you are some kind of rich kid, you actually want this car as a little version. That was my dream when I was small. These absolutely amazing, cool little kids cars. Just very stunning to see. Very cool design and very in detail correct as well. I mean, just very cool to look at. So thank you for watching again for this little event review. If you now also want to prepare your car for the Concours d'Elegance, we can definitely help you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and for next video we also have some very cool cars coming up. So stay tuned and I see you next time.